Nick Bayer is living, breathing culture, and that's why Saxbys is such an exciting place to visit, to work in, to be a part of.
As the leader of the organization, don't live and breathe your core values 24/7, 365. Nobody else will. My business not only I don't think would be here, it wouldn't be thriving the way that it is today if it wasn't for my mission core values, and those wouldn't exist without Ed and 1 Degree Hospitality. I think it'd be easy for me to say like my business wouldn't be doing what it's doing today without Ed. I don't know that my business would be here today if it wasn't for Ed. Life has a funny way of putting people together. We met at a time where like it wasn't necessarily awesome for him or awesome for me.
No.
But like life has a funny way of working, you know? And so, I remember my parents always telling me 2 things growing up. The first was like, get your education, it will open up doors for you, which it has. And the second thing, which took me a long time to understand, is understand that you will work more than anything you do something that you truly love to do. It took me a long time to figure that out. I wanted to be able to build a business to do something that I wanted to be able to do, but I wanted to build a business that people like my parents would be proud to work for that company and be excited to go work for that kind of company. And I picked the coffee business not because I grew up cupping Colombian coffees or that I was an espresso expert. I picked it because there's no barrier to entry. There's no barrier to entry from a consumer perspective or that we've learned from an employment perspective. And what I mean by that now is like a beautiful day like this in Philly, we serve 15,000 people today. We serve people that are millionaires and drive fancy cars and live in fancy homes. And we serve people who put their hand out on the 23rd and Chestnut, someone put $2, and they knew they could go to Saxbys and they'd be treated with dignity and respect and could share space with those millionaires. But what we've also learned is I have people with PhDs in my company, and I have people that were incarcerated and formerly homeless in my company. And everyone starts at the same level with the same opportunity to be able to grow their career. So I picked coffee for that reason. But the funny thing is like I grew this business. I originally started just swiping my credit card to build my first coffee shop. I knew nothing about anything. And we had like enough success in moving the business forward that like we were franchised at the time, and like we attracted some franchisees and like had enough growth to actually become private equity backed. So 6 years ago, a private equity group took this crazy chance on this entrepreneur who didn't know anything, who had this franchise business model, and bet money to say like they're going to be able to build something special. And I remember my first board meeting, the chair of my board, who'd been in private equity longer than I'd been alive, said, Nick, there's 2 rules to what we do. The first is like we don't make money unless you learn how to spend money. No one could chop up $1 better than me. And the second thing is like we're not here to run the business. We're here to help remove obstacles to you building this business. Think about what your biggest hindrance is. My biggest hindrance was my growth model, which is franchising. I was like, that's keeping us from being great. I need to undo everything that we've done that's led to this investment. And I called Ed and I was like, Ed, how do I undo the business that they just invested in? Because it's not what I want to do. It's not the kind of company that I want to be able to build. And he's like, Nick, I've known you a long time. You've always talked about changing people's lives and making people's lives better. And he's like, it just so happens I'm building a consulting practice to help build culture in organizations. And so I think we were one of the the first clients, and I needed him way more than he needed me, but like we would not be here today. Let alone, we have 900 people in Saxbys. We've won more awards than we deserve to win, but like we're fast growing. Our retention rate is so much higher. Our turnover is so much lower than average companies you compare us to. Like all the metrics you want to see in a business are happening. We wouldn't be here today, let alone doing those things, if it wasn't for Ed being like, we need to break down everything about your business and why you exist, and write your mission statement and write your core values. Well, people are what make a business different. People, especially today, only come to businesses that have a purpose. So our triple Ps, purpose, people, and product, we really built this business in that order. We built a purpose to attract the talent, and now we're really focused on the product side, because when you can have the triumvirate of those 3 Ps, I think you can build something really special, which is what I think we're trying to do every single day.
That's awesome.